Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Saturday, so I need to get to Monday so I can pay my rent apartment. Saturday and Sunday, Monday, we need to pay bills. I got the money ready for my bills. I have some video in my language Danish I make about main battle tanks. Like this one, so I like to read. This is a main battle tank from Ukraine. So, but I'm not going to read about tanks the next many weeks. I have another reading list. I like to get back reading about my computers. But there will be another long hot day in my apartment. So let's read this.
T-84. T-84 redirects here. For the howitzer motor carriage T-84, CM115 howitzer self-propelling mounts. Not to be confused with M84, a Yugoslav main battle tank. The T-84 is a Ukrainian main battle tank, MBT, based on the Soviet T-80 MBT introduced in 1976, specifically the diesel engine version, T-80 UD. The T-84 was first built in 1994 and entered service in the Ukrainian Armed Forces in 1999. Its high-performance opposed piston engine makes it a fast tank, comparable to other modern MBTs with a power-to-weight ratio of about 26 horsepower per ton, 19 kilowatt forward/T. The T-84 Oplot is an advanced version incorporating an armored ammunition compartment in a new turret bustle. 10 of these entered Ukrainian service in 2001. The T-84-120 Yatagan is a prototype model intended for export, mounting a 120mm gun able to fire NATO standard tank ammunition and anti-tank guided missiles. Development history, edit. After the adoption of the T-80 tank, the Soviets began improving its design. The disadvantages of the gas turbine engine were readily apparent, and so several design projects were initiated to adopt a diesel alternative. Development of the T-80 UD, edit. Leningrad Kirov plant, LKZ, began work in 1975 with a diesel 2V16 1500 HP engine on a T-80B chassis. This was designated the OB. 219 road work was not completed until 1983. The Design Bureau at Omsk Transport Engineering Design Bureau developed a test bed, called the OB 644. Powered by the V46-6 of the T-72. Further work on these was not continued, as the main focus at the time was on the gas turbine engine favored by Defense Minister Dmitry Ustinov. In 1975, Kharkiv Morozov Machine Building Design Bureau, KMDB, began work on the object, OB 278. A T-80 powered by a 6TD 1000 HP diesel engine developed for the improved T-64 and T-74, RU, OB 450. This quickly became outclassed by the OB 476, RU, and so lost favor. The OB 478M was a more sophisticated model than the OB 478. Improvements included the system of fire control system, shatter active protection system, and a 1500 HP diesel engine. This too was abandoned as it was considered too costly. After the death of Ustinov in 1984, the strength of the design bureau of the LKZ began to weaken and the Ministry of Defense started to think seriously about equipping the T-80 tanks with diesel engines. In September 1985, the government approved the development start of a diesel-powered T-80U. 5 prototypes of the OB 478B with the 6TD engine were produced by year's end. Prototypes of a less sophisticated model, called OB 478A, were built for comparison. The government approved production of the OB 478B in 1986. The Soviet Army noted problems with the tank, and full-scale production was delayed to make changes. The Soviet Army also opposed a plan to name the tank the T-84, as KMDB had originally envisioned, because it would draw attention to the fact that the Soviets were operating 4 tanks, T-64, T-72, T-80 and T-84, with more or less similar characteristics. The Central Committee settled the debate, siding with the Army. It was subsequently adopted into service as the T-80 UD. The T-80 UD was first deployed to the 4th Guards Tank Division and the 2nd Guards Motor Rifle Division. It was first publicly shown at the 1990 Moscow Victory Day Parade, then later in the 1991 Soviet coup d'etat attempt. Development of the T-84, edit. KMDB developed a welded turret to replace cast turrets, which were no longer made in Ukraine after the breakup of the Soviet Union. A T-80 UD with this turret, OB 478BK, was completed in 1995. Ukraine delivered 175 OB 478B to Pakistan by 1999. The OB 478D with ANIT fire control system and Buran night sight was trialed. Pilots of the OB 478Do and OB 478Do-2 were also produced. One prototype appeared at International Defense Exhibition, IDEX, in 1995 as the T-84 super tank. An OB 478DM appeared at IDEX 1999 as the T-84M. The OB 478Do-4 gave rise to the T-84 Oplot, which was marketed to Turkey. The 125mm caliber gun was replaced with a 120mm one able to fire NATO ammunition, and designated the T-84-120. This was marketed to Turkey as the Yatagan, and was trialed there in 2000. The Ukrainian government eventually made good on its promise to buy the T-84 for the Ukrainian army. 10 T-84MS were delivered from 2001 to 2003. Ukraine was forced to sell off 4 of these to the United States when it struggled to finance the tanks. Development of the T-84-120, edit. The T-84-120 Yatagan was developed in 2000 in Kharkiv to NATO standards for the Turkish tender for a new MBT. The tank featured a 120mm smoothbore gun that was capable of firing at 11 sniper ATGMs, a reloading mechanism and blowout panels. The Yatagan was also equipped with communications equipment from the French Thomson Company, an FN Herstal machine gun, automatic transmission, a 6TD2 diesel engine with 1,200 HP and FCS taken from Oplot. In total, 3 120mm guns of different designs were tested on the tank. The T-84-120 Yatagan also participated in the Kyiv parade. The current condition of the tank is unknown. Design, edit. The T-84's outstanding feature is a 26 HP forward/T power to weight ratio. It is also designed to perform well in hot climates, and includes an air-conditioned crew compartment. Operating temperature range is claimed to be 40 to 55 degrees Celsius. The BMO plot is a further development of the prior T-84 plot. The tank has a conventional layout with the driver's compartment at the front, fighting compartment in the middle and engine at the rear, accommodating a crew of 3. The driver sitting in the center is provided with a single-piece hatch cover that opens to the right. The commander on the right and the gunner on the left have single-piece hatches. The tank has a length of 9.7 m, including the forward-facing gun, a width of 3.4 m without removable side skirts, and a height of 2.8 m. The combat weight of the tank is 51 tons. Armament, edit. The plot is armed with a smoothbore 125mm KVA-3 cannon, a KT-7.62, PKT, coaxial machine gun and a KT-12.7 anti-aircraft machine gun. The main gun is fed by a loading system equipped with conveyor, automatic loader, and control system. The ammunition includes high explosive fragmentation, PFRAG, armor-piercing fin-stabilized discarding sabot, APFS, kinetic energy penetrator, and high explosive anti-tank, HEAT. The main gun can also fire a laser-guided missile against armored ground vehicles and hovering helicopters within the range of 5,000 m. The missile can be fired on the move against traveling targets. A tandem charge warhead fitted on the missile can defeat targets equipped with explosive reactive armor, ERA, and advanced spaced armor. The plot has 46 rounds of ammunition for the main gun, of which 28 rounds are placed in the automatic loader. Other ammunition types carried are 1,250 rounds for KT-7.62 machine gun, 450 rounds for KT-12.7 machine gun and 450 rounds for AKS assault rifle. Fire control, edit. The vehicle has 3 forward-facing periscopes in front of the driver's cupola. The center periscope can be replaced with a night driving device. The fire control system includes a gunner's day sight, PNK-6 commander's panoramic sighting system, PTT-2 thermal imaging sight, anti-aircraft sight and anti-aircraft machine gun control system. Detection range of targets for thermal sighting system is up to 8 kilometers. The tank is also equipped with LIOV ballistic computer, armament stabilizer and other systems. The advanced fire control system enables the gunner or commander to lay and fire the main armament on the move. The stationary and moving targets can be hit with a high first round hit probability. Protection, edit. The protection system includes multi-layer passive armor, duplicate explosive reactive armor, ERA, Zaslin active protection system, VARTA optronic countermeasures system and other tank protection means. Built-in new generation duplicate anti-tandem charge warhead ERA protects against APFS, HESH and HEAT rounds. Duplicate improves protection against one-hand anti-tank grenades, handheld, and stationary grenade launchers and recoilless guns, including ammunition with tandem charge warheads. 2 anti-tank guided missiles, ATGMs, of TO-2, Milan, and HMS type. 3 heat projectiles fired by 125mm tank smoothbore guns. 4 APFS projectiles fired by 125mm and 120mm tank guns. Both sides of the driver's compartment are fitted with ERA panels for extended protection. The hull sides are hinged with large rubber skirts to withstand the attacks of man-portable anti-tank weapons. The modular ERA package can be easily replaced or upgraded as needed by future requirements. The plot features a VARTA optronic countermeasures system for deceiving incoming missiles and anti-tank guided weapons. The system integrates laser warning sensors, infrared jammer, and smoke or aerosol screen laying system. The optronic countermeasure system can 1. Confuse the guidance systems of ATGMs by emitting laser jamming covering the horizontal plane of plus or minus 18 degree relative to the main gun tube and plus or minus 2 degree in the vertical plane. 2. Jam ATGM guidance systems that use laser guidance illumination of targets, semi-automatic laser-guided homing projectiles, and artillery systems equipped with laser rangefinders by activating the remote fast-deploying aerosol screens in a sector of plus or minus 45 degree relative to the main gun tube. Crew's collective protection system protects the crew and interior equipment against effects of nuclear explosions, radioactive substances, toxic agents, biological warfare agents, and detects and suppresses fires in the compartments of crew and power pack. The Oplot tank can withstand an explosion of up to 10 kilograms trinitrotoluene, TNT, under the tank track and up to 4 kilograms TNT under the driver's compartment. The vehicle has overpressure type NBC protection system and can be fitted with track mine clearing systems. Due to the collapse of Soviet Union, the Malyshev factory was no longer able to obtain ceramic armor modules from Russia and only the initial batch of T-84 were produced with such. Instead, later batches of T-84's composite armor is composed of special-purpose rubber sandwiched between steel and alloy plates. The exact difference in performance between the new and prior armor is unknown and depends on the performance of dynamic armor. Engine and mobility, edit. BM Oplot is powered by a 6TD2E6 cylinder turbocharged liquid-cooled engine, which delivers 1,200 horsepower, 895 kilowatts. It is improved and more environmentally friendly version of the prior 6TD2 diesel engine, used on the T-84 MBT. The tank could also be powered by a more powerful 6TD3 diesel, developing 1,500 horsepower, 1,119 kilowatts. Both engines could use diesel, jet engine fuel, petrol or any mixtures of them. The engine provides a maximum on-road speed of 70 km per hour, 43 miles per hour, and a range of 500 km, 311 mi, with added fuel tanks. The tank is also equipped with a diesel-electric auxiliary power unit 10 kilowatts, 13 HP, to supply power to onboard systems when the main engine is off. BM Oplot is equipped with torsion bar suspension. Either side of the 6 dual rubber-tired road wheels are provided with idler at forward, drive sprocket at the rear, and track support rollers. The first, second and sixth road wheel stations are fitted with hydraulic shock absorbers. The tank can negotiate a gradient of 32 degrees and side slope of 25 degrees. Equally, the tank can ford a water depth of 5 m using deep water fording equipment. Variants, edit. Object 478. Prototype. Object 478M. Improvements included the System Fire Control System, Shatter Active Protection System, and a 1,500 HP diesel engine. Object 478 a comparison model. A simplified Object 478B. T-80 UD, Object 478B. CT-80 UD. T-80 UD, Object 478B. T-80 UD for export to Pakistan. T-80 UD, Object 478B1. Variant of the 478B with a welded turret. T-80 UD, Object 478BEM. More similar to the T-84 variants but was designated as T-80 UD. Made for export to the US for testing in 2004. Included an auxiliary power unit, APU. Did not include STRA 1. Object 478BEM1. Included DROSD 1 Active Protection System, APS. 3 built. Object 478 BEM2. Included air conditioning. 1 built. T-80 UD, Object 478D. Featured a new 1200 HP 6TD2 engine. T-84, Object 478D. Object 478D with a T-64 hull. Prototype. T-84, Object 478D2. One of the various prototypes for the T-84. Featured a welded turret with integrated reactive armor. Smoke grenades were moved from the front of the turret onto the top rear part. This smoke launcher configuration was kept for the T-84 after this. Manufactured in 1992. T-84, Object 478D4. One of the various prototypes for the T-84. Featured new reactive armor on the side skirts and an APU. Manufactured in 1999. T-84, Object 478D5. One of the various prototypes for the T-84. Included an air conditioner. Participated in Turkish trials. T-84, Object 478D8. One of the various prototypes for the T-84. Made for Malaysian trials. Track width was extended to 600 mm. T-84, Object 478D9. The first serially produced T-84 variant. New welded turret and Stura 1 countermeasures suite, new electronics, new main gun, new armor, and 1200 HP, 895 kilowatts, 6TD2 diesel engine. Oplot M, Object 478D9-1. Modernized, or BM Oplot, the newest and most sophisticated version of the T-84 is an upgraded version of the T-84 Oplot mounting more advanced armor, new electronic countermeasure systems, and others. One visible feature is the new PNK6 panoramic tank sight. Oplot T, Object 478D9T. BM Oplot T is an export version for Thailand. It has some minor modifications to meet local requirements, such as different radio, air conditioner and so on. Thailand ordered 49 of these tanks. Originally it was planned that all of them will be delivered by 2014. However, due to ongoing military conflict in Ukraine, the delivery was postponed to and completed in 2018. Object 478D10. Proposal for a more advanced variant of the BM Oplot, Object 478D9-1. T-84-120 Yatagan, Object 478N. A prototype version of Oplot tailored for evaluation by the Turkish Army, prototype designation, Kern 2-120. Mounts a 120mm main gun which fires both 120mm NATO rounds, like the M829 series, and a special 120mm version of the AT-11 Sniper ATGM. Most significantly, the Yatagan features a completely redesigned cassette-style bustle-mounted autoloader, similar to the ones used on Leclerc and K2 Black Panther, replacing the Soviet-era carousel autoloader. This redesign allows all ammunition in the ready rack to be separated from the crew and equipped with blowout panels, features considered standard for NATO MBTs. It also has automated gear shifting in place of a mechanical gear selector, driver's T-bar control replacing tiller bars, air conditioning, and projectile muzzle velocity sensor, and differences in the fire control system, communications, etc. Object 478N1. Planned production variant of the T-84-120. Brim 84 Atlant, Object 478BP. Armored recovery vehicle based on the T-84 Oplot chassis. BRIM-T. Armored recovery vehicle based on the T-84 Oplot T chassis. BMU-84. Armored vehicle launched bridge. BTMP-84. Heavy infantry fighting vehicle prototype based on the T-84 Oplot tank, with lengthened hull, an extra pair of road wheels, and a rear compartment for 5 infantrymen. Service history, edit. Ukraine, edit. The first T-84 prototype vehicle rolled out in 1994, and in the same year it was decided to build several more vehicles. They were subjected to extensive company and army trials. After successful completion of the extensive trials program in the late 1990s, the T-84 entered service with the Ukrainian army in 1999. During the Russian invasion of Ukraine, at least one T-84 was deployed with the 3rd Tank Brigade in Donbas, near Barvinkov and Sloviansk. T-84 tanks were believed to be deployed with the 14th Mechanized Brigade in Donbas. Thailand, edit. In March 2011, the Royal Thai Army placed an order for 49 Oplot T to replace its fleet of aging M41A3 Walker Bulldog light tanks. In September 2011, the Milishev plant announced plans to produce the first batch of 5 Oplot T tanks for the Thai Army by the end of the year. Under the contract, the Ukrainian company will make 49 tanks worth over $200 million. The government approved 7.155 billion baht to purchase the first 49 Oplot tanks to be assigned to several units: the 2nd Cavalry Battalion, Royal Guard at Fort Chakrabans, Prachimberry; the 4th Cavalry Battalion, Royal Guard at Kai, Bangkok; the 8th Cavalry Battalion, Fort Suranari, Nakhon Ratchasima; and the 9th Cavalry Battalion, Fort Ikathosaro, Phitsanulok. In April 2017, it was reported that following the delayed deliveries from this tank, the Royal Thai Army was expected to decline the remainder of the sale and acquired the Chinese VT-4 main battle tank instead of the Ukrainian tank, due to the long-term delivery schedule. The signed order for 49 units had to be completed by the month of January 2017. It was reported that other deliveries may not be expected. At the 26th of March 2018 press release by Ukroboronprom stated that the 2011 contract for supplying Oplot T tanks to Thailand had successfully completed and that the last party of tanks had passed checks by the customers and would be sent to the buyer in the near future. Operators, edit. Current operators, edit. 1. Ukraine. The Ukrainian ground forces reportedly had 6 T-84 in service as of 2021, but the current number is unknown. Battlefield footage published in early 2023 indicates at least one of the tanks was possibly damaged by a Russian-made Zala Lancet drone. On the 12th of May 2023, Defense Minister Reznikov drove an Oplot at a training ground in Kharkiv Oblast and subsequently announced that the armed forces of Ukraine would order an unspecified number of Oplots. 1. Thailand. According to the Military Balance 2019, Thailand had acquired 49 Oplot T, Object 478-9T, main battle tanks. Evaluation only operators, edit. 1. United States. 1 unit, for technologies analysis and operational OP4 training. Failed bids, edit. 1. Azerbaijan. In January 2011, Azerbaijan showed interest in the Oplot main battle tank. The Defense Ministry of Ukraine has long been holding negotiations on this issue. In June 2013, it has been made public that Azerbaijan had instead purchased 100 Russian T-90 tanks, in a series of rearmament deals worth $4 billion with Russia. 1. Malaysia. The T-84 Yatagan was offered to the Malaysian Army in 2002. But the contract was lost to the Polish PT-91. 1. Peru. In 2009, Peru reportedly tested the Oplot tank, but the government of Alan Garcia later decided to acquire test examples of the Chinese MBT-2000 in late 2010, only to have the government of his successor